Okay, today we're going to be learning about point slope. It is a formula that you can use given a point and a slope. So this is the formula for point slope formula, and you have y minus y1, so this would be your first y coordinate, and equal to this m, which is our slope, and then in parentheses x minus x1, which is the x coordinate. So if you were given a coordinate x comma y, your y would go first, your x would go inside the parentheses. I'm going to show you a couple examples to get familiar with this. Our first example, we have negative 2, 4, that's our coordinates, so there's your point that you're going to be dealing with, and then our slope is m equal to 1/2. So all you're going to do is plug these in. You know this is the formula, just to rewrite it to get familiar with it. You're going to plug in y1. Our first y coordinate was 4, so we're going to plug that in. And then we know our slope was m, so we have m, plug that in to 1/2. And then inside the parentheses we have x minus negative 2. Now don't forget to have minus a negative 2 because our first x was negative 2 and the subtraction sign stays, so we have x minus negative 2. Okay, and then we're just going to simplify things to get y minus 4, that doesn't change, equal to 1/2 times x plus 2. This minus a negative now becomes plus a positive. Okay, so that's just simply using the formula and then plugging in our point and our slope. Okay. From here, we're going to do a little bit more. We're going to take it a step further. Let's take that down. Okay. So now we still have a point, and we still have a slope. Okay. Again, we have the formula y minus y1 equal to m times x minus x1. That's your point slope formula. Just get familiar with it. Then we're going to plug in our negative 2 because that was our y. Over here our m was 3, so we plug that in. And then x minus 3. Our 3 came from our first coordinate, our x. Okay, so there's our point plugged into the formula. Then we just simplify things. Y minus a negative becomes y plus 2 equal to 3. We distributed this 3, so 3 times x was 3x. And then 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. So we just simplify things by getting rid of our parentheses. From here, we're going to take it a step further and get everything on one side equal to y. So we subtract our 2, because that's the inverse property on both sides. So we're left with y equal to 3x. This has now become a negative 11, because negative 9 minus 2 becomes negative 11. So you have y equal to 3x minus 11. That is the slope form, the slope-intercept form now. We've changed it from point slope to slope-intercept form. So you could easily graph that line. So that is our second example. And then our third example, we're going to do it now, it's still a little bit more complicated, with fractions. Okay, everybody's scared of fractions. Now we have a fraction in both our x and our y spot. So there's our point, and then our slope is also a fraction, which is negative 3/2. So now all we do, same thing, you have your point slope formula. Then you're just going to plug in what you know. We have y minus 3/4 x, or 3/4, excuse me, equal to negative 3/2, which was our slope, times x minus 1/2. That was our x. So we just plug things in. From there, we got rid of our parentheses, so we distributed this negative 3/2 into both x and negative 1/2. So nothing changed over here. We have y minus 3/4 equal to negative 3/2 x plus 3/4. This negative 3/2 times negative 1/2 becomes positive 3/4. Negative times negative becomes positive, and you just simply multiply the numerator and the denominator to get 3/4. From here, we wanted to get it to y equals, so you add, not subtract. You do the inverse. This was subtracting. You do the inverse to get adding 3/4 on both sides. When you do that, see at the bottom, we have y equal to negative 3/2. There should be an x here. That's our mistake. Plus 6/4. So that is point slope formula, changing it. Once you have a point and you have a slope, you plug it in, then you change it to slope intercept form to where you can eventually graph that.